Welcome to my moving day, my awesome totters. Yes, from now on, I'm going to be calling all my subscribers totters from Yamin's Tots. Don't think too much about how I came up with that. If you start thinking Yamin's take on things, so are you like take on thinners or takers on things? Let's just not go into the details about that. So I am back and I have just been procrastinating editing and posting this particular video. I don't know, laziness, I don't know what it was, so I just had to get back into the groove of things. So I finally done it and I'm so happy to show you guys this particular video. A lot of you were like, oh yeah man, you moved, tell us how you went about that. How was the search? Was it difficult? How's your new apartment? Stuff like that. So many questions. And I was like, guys, I got you. Okay, I got you. I will post a video talking about everything. During the search period, I was able to get some clips in. I was a little bit shy when the agents were showing me the apartments, but I was able to record some stuff. So I would explain as I go what was the thought process, why did I choose the particular apartment I finally chose, and the costs of the different apartments and their the comparisons. So I know you guys are going to enjoy this particular video, so sit tight and enjoy. I finally moved into my new apartment on the 31st of May. But before we get into all this right now, let's take a little bit of a step back and start from the beginning. When I moved to Winnipeg in 2019, I got a shared house. So I got a bedroom in a shared house where I was supposed to share bathroom and kitchen with other tenants and my landlady. Yes, I know what you're thinking right now. When I said the beginning, I meant the very, very, very beginning. It was good while it lasted. Don't get me wrong. I was comfortable. I was able to save costs. I was paying $550 a month and it was, perfect. That was until I started a YouTube channel and I could not deal with the noise that goes on while I'm trying to record. I had to always figure out the best time when people were not around. It was just a bit hectic, and as time went on, I just wanted more space to put stuff. I didn't want to always have to lie down when I'm watching the TV, or just not have a demarcation between my study and workplace as opposed to where I sleep and rest. So I was like, you know what? I know I said I was going to stay at least 2 years in this house, but I've tried. I need to get something more comfortable, and that is where the journey of this new apartment started. I began my search by going to a particular website. I will leave the link in the description box. If you're anywhere in Canada, I'm sure it will be useful for you. I thought this process was going to be difficult and stressful, but I kid you not, it was so simple. I wasn't stressed a bit. I just went online, searched for one bedroom apartments, and voila. It was just like, book your viewing, come see the apartment, and that's it. The one you're viewing right now is the first apartment I went to. It had everything included in the rent, all the bills, hydro, which is electricity, heating, air conditioning, internet, every single thing. And it even had an in-suite washing machine and dryer. And I'm like, tell me who wouldn't want that. No, tell me who, So it was perfect. But the one thing I didn't really like about this apartment was the fact that there was no window in the bedroom, and I was like, why? So I was like, next apartment please. The total monthly rent for this apartment was 1,200. So just for you to have an idea of the price in relation to the utilities and amenities offered. Up next is this one right here. Beautiful apartment. I really like this one. It had a balcony right there and it was spacious. It had storage space. One thing to note while you're looking for an apartment in Winnipeg, I don't know about other places, but I've noticed that most apartment buildings do not put shelves in the wardrobe. So understand that that is a necessary expense that you would have to incur when you're moving into a new apartment. You would have to get some kind of storage, whether plastic or go all out and get some wooden stuff. This one was really nice, like I said before, but the only problem here was the fact that all the bills were not included. So I already seen the first one and I was like, I'm now spoiled because I know that apartments like these exist, so I just couldn't go anything below that anymore. So this apartment did not have all the bills included. I think it only had hydro or something. I can't remember, but it wasn't complete. There was no internet. I would have had to get that myself. The total cost for this apartment was 1,075. So it was cheaper, obviously, but when I consider the fact that I would have to pay the bills and all that, it still came up to the same amount. So I was like, what the hell? Next, please. This one right here was another pretty dope apartment. I would have to say I did not come across any really crappy apartments, which was really encouraging. This one, almost the same with the last one I showed you, apart from the fact that it had a microwave. The last one didn't have one. Another useful tip for you, my daughters. Yes, I'm so wise right now. My first apartment search has made me an expert. Get used to it. Do not look at an apartment that has not been moved out of. I say this because all the smells of the previous occupants, you don't really see the space of the apartment because things are still everywhere. You could definitely argue that there's an advantage to this because you get to see where things are and know the actual space that the apartment has. But nah, that's not my thing. I know I have issues. So for this one, the guy was supposed to move out like some days after. So I had to look at the apartment while he was still living in there. And I feel like maybe that's kind of made me a little bit biased against this apartment because I'm just like, it feels like I'm moving into somebody's house. And I know it's not rational, but that's just the way it is. The total cost of this apartment was 1,090, so still around the same range. But again, just like the last one, all the bills were not included, so it still came up to the same amount of 8,200. So you can notice that most of the apartments right now are around the same price. Like, it is just very comparable. Another thing to note is that for apartments that do not have in-suite washing machines and dryers, which is like 90% of apartment buildings, you have to pay for laundry. So you load a card and then you pay before you use the washing machines and dryers. And they're usually in a common area, so you have to meet with people and socialize when you really don't want to socialize. Yes, I know I'm antisocial, but that is something you have to include in your cost calculation because you have to pay for laundry. And if you're like me who doesn't like to socialize, that's another inconvenience that you really do not want to, think about. So this one had a shared patio. You could go out during the summer, just have fun, sit down. That was really nice, and the view was pretty dope too. But I was still like, next please. So let me test your short-term memory. You remember the first apartment I showed you with the windowless room and the cramped up space? While I was there, I complained a little bit about those stuff, and the agent was like, okay, you know what? We have another building that we also manage, so maybe you'd like to see that one. So here it is. I came and I saw this particular apartment and I fell in love immediately. So everything in the previous apartment, except that it was bigger, you could see the length of that living area. I'm like, what? Is this like a football field or a basketball court or something? It was huge and everything was included. Everything, internet, cable, appliances in the kitchen, all the appliances you can think of, and of course my favorite, an in-suite washing machine and dryer. So it was like, this is what I live for. This is what I've been saying, people. But there was some comma here and there. There was the fact that they might increase the rent after the first year and stuff like that. And I was just like, you know what? YOLO, guys. You only live once. When next year comes, I will handle that. The total monthly rent for this apartment was 1,195 which included all the bills. This one also had a common area which was closed due to the pandemic, but it was nice to know that you could always come here, plug in your laptop, do whatever you needed to do. And there was a patio as well where you could just go and look at the view, enjoy some cool fresh air during the summer, or whatever you wanted to do. That was a nice thing to note too. This particular apartment did not allow pets, unlike the previous ones. Yes, so that's one thing I needed to throw in there. This was looking like my final bus stop. I had found the one. We were going to live happily ever after. But I still had one more apartment. Da 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 da. Cue suspense music. Final apartment after days of searching. Gruesome, tasking search. No, it wasn't. I finally found this apartment that was a former hotel. Everything was included. In the heart of downtown Winnipeg, close to the library, my favorite place in the world. You could tell that it was a hotel. They were going to offer you complimentary breakfast every morning, coffee. But then she started taking me to the apartment and it was like, are you literally going to take me to the end of the hall? What if there's a fire or something? Anyway, back to the apartment. You get into the apartment, I see the place. It's spacious, big, has a lot of storage space. But the first thing that puts me off about this apartment is the fact that it is rugged from end to end. The only places that weren't rugged were the bathroom and the kitchen. Everywhere else was rugged. And I was like, kill me now. I'm like, if you know me, I do not like rugged spaces. I mean, we're not talking about the fact that the dry weather causes static when you wear a pair of socks on your rug during the winter. You just literally get electrocuted daily, on a daily basis. You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, yes, your burning dose of electricity. In the afternoon, there's also the fact that it's so much work when it comes to vacuuming. Like, I don't want to go through that. And then you just splash water, food. It's just so annoying for me. I don't just like the whole idea of being rugged. But apart from that, there were so many other perks to this apartment. They were going to offer me 1 year of free internet. Can you imagine that? And yeah, all the bills were included. It was just like a hotel, to be honest. But I didn't like the fact that the cabinets were kind of old looking. You could see them over there, just like the appliances were old. The whole apartment just looked kind of like, I don't know. I didn't get that vibe. The total cost for this particular one was 8,150. But after the first year, you had to get your own internet, and you also had to pay for laundry as per usual. I'm sure by now you already have a little bit of an idea of which apartment I chose. But let's get to the moving day and wait for the big reveal at the end of this video. I like to do my packing in little bits in order to avoid stress on moving day. So by moving day, most of my stuff was already packed. Everything was in their individual boxes, labeled properly, and put to one side of my room. It was a huge task living in that room with all the stuff in there, but I managed. It's moving day! So today is finally the day I get to move into my new apartment. Yes, I'm so excited. Practically packed everything just to dismantle my bed and wait for my friends to come. Ignore my uncoordinated moves. I don't know why this year man insists on embarrassing herself all the time. This is so not me. It is at this point that I would love to mention and appreciate my friends, Olympia and Anna. They helped me move. I'm so grateful to them, like I can't even explain. I don't have my driver's license yet, so Anna helped me to rent the truck and drive it all the way. It was so awesome. Olympia came and she helped me move. So we 3 girls, 3 ladies, we did the whole movement ourselves. It was so empowering. I don't know. It was fun. So right here, I'm just doing the finishing touches, packing the remaining stuff, waiting for Anna Olympia to arrive. At this point, I'm just dancing, arranging stuff, chatting with people. Obviously, I cannot put the music I was dancing to because, copyright issues, but it was fun. I was doing this all by myself at the beginning and just going with the flow, trying to keep up the mood, the fun, excited mood that I was in, or trying to be in. So how I like doing my packing, I try to go room by room, then be done in one room, close the door, and move on to the next room. That's what I'm doing. So my friends finally arrived and we started doing the packing, moving it box by box into the U-Haul van. It was as easy as that. It wasn't so stressful. I was able to rent some furniture dollies, so for the heavy stuff we were able to just push them.
Today, really hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we are.
Yeah.
Experience.
Mhm.
Hard-working movers here.
Strong girl power. Can see it.
Sure. You can see it. I didn't shave. So come on. Look at that.
Yep.
Solid.
Yeah. Very.
Too bad Yaman isn't paying me $45 an hour.
So at this point we had moved everything out and all that was left was to clean the apartment because I'm a very good tenant. I wasn't going to just leave it dirty, right?
Need any more help, miss?
The answer was no, because we're done. Yay! So while Olympia and Anna went to get us some cold slushies. Why did I just say cold slushies? Are there ever hot slushies? Anyway, while they went to get us slushies, I got to cleaning and this was the final step. After this, I went to take out the trash and we got going. This was after everything had been cleaned. And of course, we sat down to have our slushies. I mean, after a hard day's work, this was deserved. Very well deserved. Now back to where we started. Yes, I took this apartment. Obviously, it was so obvious. Like if you did not guess that this was obvious, then I don't know what to tell you. It was obvious. So this was before we started moving stuff in. Just wanted to have like an overview of the apartment and have like a before and after. Yes, this is my new apartment. Oh my god. It was time to start moving. So one of the elevators was reserved for us because it was my time slot to move in. So we had no hassle and no delays. We just started moving stuff. My new home. So at this point you get a bit of a tour of the apartment, where the different areas are. Now that I've moved in fully, I hope to do another tour sometime soon just to show you how I decorated. So stay tuned for that. That will be in a different video. This was after we had brought everything up. This is where we started the video. At this point we were tired, fagged out, like exhausted. We're just trying to assemble the couch so that we could sit and have some burgers before everybody went on their merry way. At this point I was like, I am not going to touch anything. The only thing I did after this was try to assemble my bed so that I would have somewhere to sleep for the night. Everything else was left exactly as they are right now in this video. And so Tatas, this is it. This is my new apartment. This is me here just sitting down trying to soak everything in. It was a very wonderful experience. I loved it. Yes, the day was a bit stressful, but that's to be expected, and I just hope that I don't have to move anytime soon because that should be crazy up in here. So that was my moving day. Tell me how you felt about this video. Tell me what apartment you actually liked. I know I chose this particular one, but hop in my comment section and tell me if you actually preferred a different one, and if you were in my shoes you would have taken that. This is my new neighborhood. It's in downtown Winnipeg, so I get to walk everywhere, which is so much fun. I get to exercise while just having everything at walking distance from me. I can't remember last time I took a bus, which is awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it wasn't too long. Thank you so much for watching till the end. It was an awesome experience, and I'm glad that I could share it with you guys, my wonderful subscribers, my wonderful daughters. I think I'm gonna go with takers on things. Tell me what you think about that too. Any question you have, please let me know. Leave them in my comment section. Don't forget, you know what to do. You know this point of the video, what I usually say. Subscribe, share, like, comment. You know the drill. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah!